everyone, welcome to Cannabis Tech Talks, your weekly source for news and insights at the intersection of cannabis and technology. Shout out to our title sponsor, PolyScience, for supporting this podcast. I'm Patricia Miller, executive editor with Cannabis and Tech Today. Joining me for this episode is Pinky Cole, founder of Slutty Vegan. Her late-night vegan food idea was a huge hit, and she's now the proud owner of multiple restaurants and a line of vegan CBD gummies focused on wellness. Let's sit down with Cole and discover how she's leveraging her success in the food industry to build a nationwide cannabis brand. Well, before we dive into the CBD gummies, I'd love to hear a little bit more about Slutty Vegan and sort of what inspired you to launch the brand.
So I started Slutty Vegan in 2018. And when I tell you Slutty Vegan was really just a concept that just popped in my brain. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this thing. I'm gonna create a ghost restaurant because it's something that I saw in LA. And I'm doing it because I want some vegan food on a late night. And I'm gonna just create this little movement. I didn't think that at the time I had already had my dream job. I was a casting director. So I didn't think that, I knew it was going to be like a good side hustle, but I had no idea that it would turn into one of the most popular concepts in the country. And I started it, and the first 2 weeks or so, it was a bit slow. And then someone specific ate my food. And after she ate my food, I had literally lines down the block, so much so that I got kicked out of the facility and I had to get a food truck, and the rest is literally history. So in the past 3 years, I have been able to open up 4 locations, which I just opened up a location on Saturday in Gwinnett, Georgia, which is doing extremely well. And then I have 2 food trucks. I've been on tour. I've been to about 30 cities. We've had amazing partnerships with Shake Shack, a book. I opened up another restaurant concept under the Slutty Vegan brand called Bar Vegan. We've done so much community work in the community through my foundation, the Pinky Cole Group. But I literally have been able to grow an empire off of burgers and fries. And it's been amazing because nobody expected a concept that sounds so racy to be as popular and as have so much notoriety as it has.
Well, yeah, so the name is very unique. What was the impetus there? How did you create it?
So I said, if I can connect to the 2 of the most pleasurable experiences, and that's sex and food, as a television producer, right? Because that's my background. It's in TV. I used to work at the Maury Show and all that good stuff. But I know what makes people want to pay attention. I know what bores them. I know what makes them want to change the channel. And if I can create a dialogue around something racy, yet something that's been coined boring and tasteless, and if I can merge 2 of those worlds because they have so much contrast, I know that I would have something that people pay attention to. And I did that. And in the beginning, I got some heat, some negative feedback, but I didn't let that deter me from really being mission driven in the brand, because I just wanted to meet people where they were. If I called it Pinky's Vegan, like nobody was coming, but calling it Slutty Vegan and making people ask like, well, why in the world would they name that and name the burgers after racy, raunchy names? But at the end of the day, teaching people how to reimagine food. I knew if I could do that and get people to pay attention, and get the meat eaters to pay attention, then I was doing something right.
Wow. So it's very deliberate strategizing there.
It's very deliberate. I'm very intentional in everything that I do. Everything.
Yeah. It sounds like it, and it's paying off. That's exciting.
Yeah.
And
It's paying off really well.
The burgers what's your meat substitute?
So we use a couple. We use Impossible, we use Beyond, we use Incognito, we use some other few no names, and then we also make some stuff in-house.
Okay, cool.
Which I like the variety because people want to have choices, right? Some people like Impossible and some people like Beyond Meat. And I want people to feel like they can walk into my establishment and get what they want, not what's just available.
Okay, I like that. So how did this passion for food and brand strategy, how did that translate into your new interest in CBD?
So, well, first of all, a lot of people around me use weed, medical marijuana. And, some people don't use it as, a medical marijuana resource. Right. So I realized that whole world was a world that I could exist in. And I know that there's so many health properties. So when I started to look into CBD, I'm like, okay, CBD is pretty cool. CBD can provide you with a lot of the healing properties, especially because once upon a time, using CBD and marijuana was considered taboo in America, right? So to
Mm-hmm.
be able to offer a unique product to people in my community that can help them with their pain, can help them with their anxiety, to calm them down and to do the things that we resort to other options for, it's a no-brainer, and it's a game changer, especially because we are moving in a space where more people are using CBD and more people are using marijuana. And because Slutty Vegan is such a forward-thinking brand, I knew that it would be right on brand to do something like that. And then even beyond that, when I thought about like the vegan and plant-based space, the gummies that we use, they're whole plant extracts with organic ingredients, right? So they include a base that doesn't have animal gelatin in it, and most of CBD gummies do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is something different. So people who are plant-based and vegan don't even have to compromise when they try our CBD gummies.
I love that. It's some of our staff here is vegan, and we did a whole piece a few months ago just trying to explore and find different vegan gummies, because gummies are one of the top edibles, like edible sectors is gummies. So I think
Right.
going in a vegan direction is super important. Have you run into challenges like sourcing vegan ingredients for the bases?
So we haven't run into any challenges, but it's also very new on the market on this side, right? So, convincing people that you should try this and it's okay to try. And I think that people are still introducing themselves into the CBD world, right? I think it's very new to some people. So while you go into some other states, the CBD has been around for quite some time. In Georgia, it's like, okay, this is kind of new. Like, what is
Yeah.
this? Like, how can we benefit from this? That's probably like the biggest challenge. But anything after that, it's been really like smooth sailing, and we have a really great partner. So we're excited about where this could go in the future. We did our test run and sold out in the first couple of days. So that just told me that, okay, this is a market that people will consume. And then the long-term goal here is to be able to have nationwide distribution so that our CBD gummies are in all the CBD stores, are in all states, all cities. And we could just spread that Slutty Vegan goodness through CBD in other stores.
Experience the precision of the high-tech USA mini weigher with 0.01 gram load cell accuracy. Looking for reliable cannabis automation? The high-tech USA mini weigher delivers exceptional performance, dispensing up to 60 units per minute at 1 gram and 3.5 gram target weights. Our mini weigher feeder unit boasts premium features, including a built-in keep screen, LED light kit, and a diverting collection weight check reject bucket. Call 800-504-7120 or email support@hightechusa.com.
I love it. And I know your restaurant, has drawn some big celebrity names. You've got like Ludacris and Tyler Perry and people coming to visit you. Are you thinking about, maybe getting a celebrity endorsement for your line?
So, it's funny that you said that. So Slutty Vegan is like a celebrity, right? So like if I had to put a persona to Slutty Vegan is like a young up and coming rapper.
Like that.
Who's a conscious rapper that's always on tour, goes on tour, does a lot for the community. And it's just this budding superstar, right? So when you talk about like getting a celebrity to endorse the brand, I feel like Slutty Vegan is its own celebrity. But what I will do is continue to have people naturally endorse the brand, like they do when they come to the restaurant and eat the food. And I've never had to pay anybody to come and eat the food. People just love the brand that much and they want to be a part of the big picture. And that tells me that we are doing something right. Like we are really changing the way that people see food, because 97% of the people who come to Slutty Vegan aren't even vegan. These people
Wow.
are meat eaters. So that means that we've already figured it out with the vegans. Now we're getting these non-vegans to really hop over to the other side. And even if they don't want to hop to the other side, just making them feel good about having alternative options in their diet.
Do you see a lot of that brand strategy kind of translating into what you're doing with CBDs?
Absolutely. This is not the last thing that we'll be doing with CBD. We're trying out we're actually doing some testing right now for some CBD food options, maybe some CBD cookies. So we're trying out different things and exploring different options. And that's just not on the food front. That's on the drink front too. Like there's so many ways that we can go and we can infuse healthier living into the food. And that part is cool, right? Because now we're making it super duper cool for you while you're eating good at the same time. It's like a no-brainer.
Oh yeah. And you're a new mom, is that right?
I'm a very new mom. I have a 5-month-old.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Yes.
That's huge.
Thank you. Thank you. I have a 5-month-old and she's amazing. And she had her first ribbon cutting on Saturday
Oh,
at my grand opening. So she was like, who are all these people and what is going on? But it was beautiful. It was really dope.
I'm always curious to hear from moms and how do you balance being professional, pursuing your dreams, like going for it, packing your schedule, and then having your baby with you. I mean, I've had friends who are just like, oh, you just take the kid with you everywhere, But how do you balance it?
It's called help.
Yeah.
My mother is my biggest help. She helps me so much. And I couldn't do half of what I do without my mother. And obviously my partner, he's at home with us and he's also an entrepreneur as well. So my mother supports us in being able to follow our dreams and have that balance. And balance is really good. I don't want to feel like having a child is preventing me from following my dreams. And I also don't want to feel like, I got to limit myself of being a mother just because I want to follow my dream. So my mother allows me a space to not have that mommy guilt, to be able to do what I do and provide a life for my daughter and my future kids to come if I have any more. Everybody can't say that they have that level of support, but I do. And I'm very grateful for it. And I don't take it for granted.
Yeah, well said. Thank God for family.
Thank God for family. Lord have mercy.
Yeah. So, I think something that comes up in the CBD space is a talk about moms using it and how it can be a helpful alternative to, some of the more, I don't want to say traditional, but more frequently used wind down tools, like a glass of wine or whatever, a Xanax or something, God forbid. How do you feel about CBD as kind of an alternative for moms and people who are looking to still be engaged?
Oh, I love it. I eat my own CBD gummies now. Like when I have a long day at work and I come home and I just want to wind down, I'm always usually very tense because I'm dominating all my meetings. I'm having all my calls. I'm coaching, I'm leading, I'm guiding people, I'm meeting, I'm doing so much. So by the time I get home, I'm just exhausted. So when I take the CBD gummy, it really allows me to take the edge off and I can just chill. And there's nothing better than being able to come home and take your clothes off and relax, take a gummy and just chill and just sit back and just reflect on the day. Like those are the little things that mean a lot to me. So I recommend it. I feel like the new mom, and when I say the new mom, the working mom, which there are a lot of us, the working mom has so many pressures on her to be a entrepreneur, to be a leader in the workplace, and then to come home and be a mom and to be a homemaker and to be all of these things. Sometimes we just need some time for ourselves, and that's okay.
Yeah, well said. I think you've touched on your community engagement, and a lot of new businesses, when they're just getting going, they're thinking about profits and not necessarily how to give back. How is kind of being part of your community part of your strategy for success?
So the reason why I'm successful is because of the community. Like none of this would be possible if it wasn't for the people who stand in line for 2 hours a day to support me, right? So I'm very honored and blessed that, I can utilize my platform and resources to create an ecosystem for people to have better opportunities, because in turn, it's like good karma. that good karma comes back to me in the form of more customers in my store. So it's a win-win on both sides. I get to help the community, and the community continues to help me pay my bills, employ and give people opportunities, and be able to like just provide the help that people need. And it's all because the people who patronize my business. I love helping people. I love giving people opportunities. I love giving them resources to be better and get out of their circumstance. I love helping entrepreneurs. Just recently, I did an activation where I signed up 40 entrepreneurs to get their LLCs. So little things like that, just shows me that like, as long as I continue to foster what the community needs, the community will always take care of me. And I think other businesses should do it too.
Yeah, that's beautifully said. And do you, when you're doing this like engagement, are you just like talking to people? Are you putting up like flyers? How do you get the word out about, philanthropic stuff that you're doing or looking for people to help?
Oh, I just posted on my page. We have such a cult following that anything that we do, people go crazy about it. Like I just did a Christmas give back, where I told everybody what you grab is what you keep, and I had a line wrapped around the block. So the type of give backs I do, I just promote them on my page. Hey, we're doing a give back. We're giving out free coats. We're giving out free food. Whatever you need, we got you. And people know that we're genuine and we mean well. So anybody who is in need, whether they have a lot of money or don't, they come, and whatever they need, we take care of them. And I honestly think like that philanthropic effort that we've been doing since the very beginning keeps us naturally in the news, right? Like, and it's not that part is like we don't say, okay, all right, we're doing something, we need to go to the news, but people hear about the good that we do in the community, and they want to talk about it because they know that we're genuine in what we do, and we love to help people.
And you said you had 5 locations now, is that right?
I have 4 Slutty Vegans,
Okay.
1 bar vegan, and one and I'm working on 2 more right now, and that's Athens and Columbus.
Wow, that's so cool. How do you are you familiar with all the communities where you're opening, or how do you kind of introduce yourself when you go into a new market?
So basically I do a few things. I go into vegan food insecure areas, developing areas that are kind of dying, and then I go in and I help to revitalize that community. But I do that because I know that when Slutty Vegan gets to a specific community, there will be so many people that'll come. I have a 70 to 30% portfolio. So 70% of the properties I purchase, 30% I lease, and I buy like I said, I buy the ground, and I put the business there so that I can help other businesses do well in that area.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
so cool. And what advice would you offer, other entrepreneurs who are looking to get into the CBD space?
Do it now.
Yeah.
Before everybody hop on the bandwagon, do it right now while you can disrupt the industry. And CBD, doesn't necessarily have to just be for human consumption. Like dogs, like figure out ways to get creative with CBD, hire a scientist, like there's so many things that you can do, but I think now is the right time to do that, especially with COVID, the pandemic, the economic downturn. Like people want to live better, eat healthier. They with all of these illnesses and ailments, people just want to feel better. So if you're going to do it now, and just make sure that you do your research.
Yeah, well said. And there are so many areas you can get into. There's like, I just interviewed like a horse CBD company not that long ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, to each his own. Is there anything you'd like me to take away from this conversation that maybe we didn't touch on?
That Slutty Vegan is going to go into every single market and disrupt that space. And the first market outside of burgers and fries is CBD. And I'm looking forward to what the future holds in that CBD market. And I'm also looking forward to disrupting that space.
If you'd like to learn more about emerging cannabis technologies, be sure to like this podcast and subscribe to Cannabis Tech Talks. You can pick up the most recent issue of Cannabis and Tech Today on Barnes & Noble newsstands across the country, or grab a copy for free on cannatechtoday.com. This podcast is produced in part by Pretty Easy Podcasts. Visit prettyeasypodcasts.com if you're looking for professional production quality at an affordable rate. Until next time, stay elevated.
Hey, hello, I'm Tommy Chong from Cheech and Chong. Wait, you didn't think people would know who I am? Durachill. This is Durachill. This is Durachill. This is Durachill. No, hey, I don't talk like that. You want me to sell this? Buy it. Try Durachill or else. If you want something really nice in your laboratory, buy Durachill. You can't go wrong.
This show was produced by Cannabis Tech Today and Pretty Easy Podcasts. Go to prettyeasypodcast.com now if you're looking to get professional production help on your own podcast at an affordable rate. Pretty Easy Podcasts, making podcasting pretty easy.